What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we're going to do our first attempts ourselves against the Crazed Shellbrute. And because we have a certain situation, we are over Resident 700, we have these mythic plus heroes in our squad, we're actually going to go for a very interesting team that the Analytica squad actually came up with, and I want to see if it's actually going to be the best for our team. Now this one's really interesting because this is using the Mauler team. Yes, the Mauler aura. Not using any of these heroes from the previous attempt. What we are going to be using is Freyesto, and Freyesto is going to be the swap target on this fight, which again, really weird. Just like most game modes right now, Smokey and Mirky plus Mikola go absolutely crazy. And to add one last hero into this mix, oddly enough, the best result so far has come in the form of Kruger, and what we're also going to be using is the resonating spell on our Freyesto. So this is a very weird setup right here. But it seems to be one of the best. Wait a minute, did I miss a hero? I did. Oh my gosh, I almost missed the most important part. Lily May. Lily May is going to be doing some crazy damage here. And again, I don't understand the synergy because she is a magic damage dealer, whereas Kruger is removing physical defense. Let's give it a shot. We're going to try a couple squads here, though, just because there are a couple teams that are very similar in power and the way they work. So I'm going to try a couple of these because there's some weird teams too with like Brian and stuff. There's some other ones that like Brian's actually potentially one of the best options here. So I'm going to go to this team. I'm going to switch it up, do one team with an Odie instead of the Kruger because I figure that's probably what most people's first anticipation is. You'll see Mikola and Kruger are the two. They have this little like X over their face. They're the ones that are constantly getting eaten. So maybe that's part of it, is because you want those heroes getting eaten and you're actually doing damage with the Freyesto. So that could be one really cool result. But let's see what our damage output actually looks like here, and then we can figure out from there what the best team is. So let's get this going here. Let's get our squad in. Let's pump some damage. And again, this is just another reason why Freyesto is so stinking good, is he's used in so many of those bossing teams. Rank 12, considering this is across our servers and everything, very good. And you see right here, Freyesto is one of those big damage dealers. Now, if we go to another squad here that we were looking at, a similar producing damage dealing team can look very similar. However, we're going to be dropping the Kruger and mixing up the positioning of some heroes quite a bit. So we're actually going to be putting the Shadow over here. We're going to be putting you right up front. We're going to keep Mikola over here, and looks like this is going to be the play for the main heroes, and of course Odie getting swapped in to do the similar role. So I think in this situation you're maybe more going in on the Odie damage potentially. Let's see who the Shellbrute actually eats, because that's going to be important to know. And placement of heroes in this one is extremely important. If you put heroes in the wrong spot, you're going to end up with some pretty bad results here. So yeah, in this one it looks like he's eating both the Freyesto and his illusion, so you're getting your normal 4-person squad doing a lot of damage. So that might be a better result if you don't necessarily have a Freyesto that's super strong. Does like he does still eat Mikola as well. The illusion came out interesting enough. So you can see Freyesto's illusion is now doing stuff. And maybe that's just the advantage of having Freyesto in here, is the fact that the Shellbrute will eat him, maybe? I don't know. The damage doesn't look quite as good. I think we were at, what, like 34 with the other team. So it does look like, oddly enough, the Kruger squad is best. And I'm just wondering if there's something else we could throw in here to make that happen. So yeah, you see Smokey's actually one of the top damage dealers. Absolutely crazy. So the other squad was definitely the better pick so far, having the Smokey up here, having the Odie. I wonder what happens if we put someone else in this situation. So the downside is you can't put like a Celestial Hypogen in, because again, we have to have a third hero from the Mauler faction to make this strategy work. The only hero I was thinking is maybe throwing like a Shakir in, just because he does have that Alpine aura. Let's give it a shot. We might find something new or something that works for our account that might not have worked for other people in this Crazed Shellbrute. So Let's see what the damage looks like. Instantly looks like he takes the Shakir, and maybe the reason why Kruger's so good is because even if he just gets a couple hits off, he's adding that physical damage reduction onto the boss, which is pretty important. And then Freyasto being the main damage dealer. Wait, no, doesn't Freyasto deal magic damage too? I'm really confused on this Kruger play, honestly, how they figured out to use him, but there are much bigger brains in this community than myself. I would say I'm like at, 50th percentile or so. I'm good at relaying information and trying to figure out what's going on. As far as creativity goes, I don't know how some people come up with these teams, especially when you only have 3 attempts a day. It's very hard to find teams. So it does look like this is still very close. But again, the Kruger might be key here in the fact that he gets his main use, which is that physical defense ripping, right out of the gate. So 33 185. Yeah, that's interesting. 33. So yeah, that was like 3.5 billion lower than the same exact setup, but with a Kruger. And I want to do all my attempts with the same power level here. So Kruger's paying dividends right here. What does this also do too? That's just increasing his own damage with his magic charms. Would it be worthwhile to increase this? That's giving us shield value, removes the distance limitation on Vital Strike. Kruger can rush the vulnerable enemy and cast Vital Strike again, but again, that's not really super important. Vital Strike is just this one here. It does, of course, I mean, it's interesting hero right here. I don't think you need him maxed out, but again, the main part here is his base attack. His first hit in battle will shatter the armor of the enemy, and then beyond that, his ultimate also does that too. So even if he gets thrown into the shell immediately, but again, it's so confusing because like all of our damage dealers are magic damage dealers. We have Freyasto, who's magic damage. We have Lily May, who is a magic damage dealer. We also have, well, I guess the only one that's physical at this point is Mikola. That's interesting. Very, very interesting to see what these teams are actually look like. And now we get quite a few more resources. So we're nowhere near the tippy top players out there. The tippy top players, I think, are hitting like level 800 resonance, but whew, that is a very high VIP level to get to that. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your hits look like. Honestly, me staying in the top 20 is kind of my ultimate goal on this type of account here, because normally there's a lot more bigger whales out there. I'll probably be closer to 20 once everybody gets their hits in later today. In reality, I just want to get top 20 just so I can get like that Clam Crusher title. It looks so cool. And the Deep Sea Pearls border looks awesome as well. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.